Yes, gentleman right there. Yes, 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 yes. Well, here's a microphone that was actually coming to you. I could see you're very eager.
As you, good to meet you. As you mentioned in the beginning, Fairfield is a very progressive county, and a lot of people I know are voting for Bernie, of course, because he is pretty far to the left, and some of them say, well, he's kind of pulling Hillary to the left, and after he gets the nomination, if he does, she'll drift more to the right. A lot of these people were very disappointed in Obama because they felt like he said certain things to get elected and then wasn't as progressive as they would have liked him to be. And some of these people, friends of mine, are saying, well, I won't even vote if, if Bernie doesn't get it because I'll be disappointed again. So what would you say to those people and to inspire them to vote? Because, boy, the alternative is we don't want to think about it. And, either one of you would be great, but those people are not in your camp as yet.
Well, I hope they will be. And certainly, I will continue to speak out on what I believe and what I am proposing so that voters have a chance to know what the choices are. And, on a lot of issues, I think that I have staked out a progressive set of policies that go way back to my time even before I was in elected office. Working on behalf of the Children's Defense Fund and legal services and so much that I've done. And as I said in the first debate, I'm a progressive who likes to get things done. And so what I would say to your friends is I am sorry that they're disappointed now with President Obama. I don't think President Obama gets the credit he deserves for doing so much for our country. And I think it's very dangerous to look at the alternatives and believe that your staying home is a responsible choice. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that anybody who would support Senator Sanders would want to see any of the Republicans be elected president of the United States. And I happen to believe I'm a better candidate to win, to be the next Democratic president, and to pursue a progressive agenda. But I respect anyone who is supporting, one of my Democratic opponents. But I would just ask that when this nomination is wrapped up, that they come and join with us to make sure that we don't turn the White House back over to the Republicans, because on every issue I can imagine that anybody who would be participating in the caucuses for one of the Democrats cares about, there is no doubt how much better any of us would be than any of them. And so I hope you will have some serious conversations with your friends. And I respect people who have strong political feelings. I wish more Americans had strong political feelings. I wish more Americans would turn out to caucus, turn out for primaries, turn out to vote in the general election. But I don't have any sympathy for people who then decide that they are going to pass after they've expressed themselves, because whoever the alternative is not pure enough, is not, able to fulfill the hopes that we all have. Politics is hard. And it is something that is not for the weak of heart. And supporters need to understand that in our country, too often, Democrats and progressives get disillusioned and disappointed, which is exactly what Republicans and the right want you to be. They would be thrilled if people who are progressive decide to stay home. That would be a gift that they would be hoping to pocket, and they will do everything they can to try to make that happen. You know, negative advertising, perfected by the Republicans, is aimed at doing one of two things: convincing voters that a candidate you might kind of think is okay really isn't. You know, turning that person into a sort of alien, even making stuff up about the person. Or so discouraging people by the negativity of the campaign that folks say, I don't want anything to do with these politicians. Voting just encourages them. I'm not going to vote. You know, I'm being very high-minded about it. That thrills the Koch brothers. I mean, they do high fives when they see polling like that. So I'm hoping that, you know, your friends will take a broader look at what's at stake. Because if you go down the list of everything that's at stake, from the economy to security to human rights, civil rights, women's rights, gay rights, voter rights, immigrant rights, you go down the list. I can't even imagine what our country would be like if on January 20th, 2017, one of those guys running for the office on the other side finds himself in the Oval Office. That would be terrifying. So we're not going to let that happen, are we? No, no.